What is up?
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hello, everyone. Testing. I think I can hear everyone.
I can hear you.
Cool. Owen, you with us?
Yep. Hey, there, guys.
Oh, he is. That's loud. Cool. All right. Hello, Oatmuke.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good.
I like the pronunciation on that.
Thank you.
Oatmuke.
I'm going to turn you up, Oatmuke, just because yours is quieter than everyone. That should be good. All right, cool. This is week 8, or chapter 8 and week 8 of the Arbitrum Arcade. And due to certain circumstances, we only have one game. I don't think they mind being the only game on the live stream, Infinity Gods. And they're going to be talking a bit about their game today, one of their games. And Oatmuke is going to be playing through it to the best of their ability. And we're going to watch.
We are fortunate today to be joined by a couple of guests, some folks from the Infinite Gods team. So, Owen and Infinite Guru, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Sure. Hi, I'm Owen, one of the co-founders of Infinite Gods. Acting as the Chief Revenue Officer here. Yeah, delighted to be here, and really appreciate to the Arbitrum crew for setting us up.
Hi, Damon, aka Infiniguru. I am the other co-founder and CEO of Infinite Gods. I've been in gaming space for a bit, and happy to be here and go through our latest and greatest mobile product, and really our ecosystem and all the other questions. So happy to dive in whenever you guys are ready.
All righty, let's do it then. So in terms of the agenda today, we'll keep it pretty loose. We do have some questions prepared, so we can run through those. Nikki, I'm thinking it makes the most sense probably just to have you. We'll get your screen brought up on stage, but we can just have you start playing. We can talk through the game at a high level to begin, and then just run into some of the questions we have prepared as well as needed.
All right.
There is no game volume, by the way.
Oh, really? Wait, can you hear it now?
I cannot.
No, yeah.
Okay, wait. Do I have to stop sharing and reshare?
You may need to share like
Yeah,
the
you can
actual
reshare
window, like the window. I think StreamYard doesn't.
I'm sharing the window.
Sorry, the screen instead of the window. But
Oh, okay.
Good call.
I'm like StreamYard support.
Oh, doesn't that mean you're gonna hear yourself?
It's only, I think you can only share audio through the tab, not through.
If it's rough, I can mute it too, or we can mute it pretty easily. So just give it a whirl.
Rock and roll. Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, we can hear ourselves. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Woo!
But the headphones at Nikki. Where the headphones at?
The headphones?
I think if you had headphones, it might work. Anyways, okay, fine. We'll just mute.
Oh no, I have
mute it.
earbuds in.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
All right, we'll save the audience from the echo, I think. So maybe we go no audio
Okay,
for
wait.
now.
Okay.
Everyone on stage? Yes. Okay, cool. Nice background, Guru.
Thank you.
Got giving Paladin vibes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I want to, for Infinity Group, you guys wanted to just introduce us. You guys are building a number of games. Today we are fortunate enough to be fortunate, no pun intended, to be playing King of Destiny, which is an awesome mobile game. So what you guys are seeing is a mirrored version, but it is live on iOS and Android with some awesome Web3 integrations. So excited to dig into it today. But if you guys want to introduce the game at a high level, I think that would be awesome as a starting point.
Sure, I can take that. So we do have multiple games in our ecosystem, as you said, Jack. There's only one shown here, but this is our mobile product that we're happy to bring and showcase today. It is inspired by it's actually called the Luck Battle category, which was started a while back by Pirate Kings and then Coin Master and then others, and there's a bunch of other games that are trying to do similar things. Monopoly Go is probably the most recent well-known sort of title to enter in that category that's really crushing it. This product actually has been under development for many years. So it was at the time when we started developing this, Monopoly Go didn't exist. So I would say it was inspired. It is certainly inspired by some of the great things that Scopely is doing with Monopoly Go, but Coin Master is probably a closer inspiration. The game, what Luck Battle category is generally, is you play a game, a simple primary game like Coin Master is a slot machine, Monopoly Go, you're rolling dice. Various people have taken various different versions of that. In our game, we use cards, a deck of cards, which reveals 3 cards. The simplest is if you get 3 matches, you get an award. As you get these rewards, as you earn more of this in-game currency, then you go to your building screen and you can build your village, attack others, and progress through the campaign level and get to a point where you can play tournaments and some other cool things. But generally, it's play game, earn reward, in-game currency, build, attack, wash, rinse, repeat, and progress through campaign and storyline, etc.
Awesome, thank you. So what you guys are observing here is kind of like this is like one of the main game loops. Nikki's basically drawing a number of cards. Over time, you can actually ratchet up the number of like energy basically that you are wagering, so to speak, on each pull. So right now, if you see, like every time she draws a card, her balance will fall from, like right now it's not, but she has a surplus right now, but she's got a max of 50. So every time she's basically spending one of those credits in order to draw. But over time, as you progress, it gets ratcheted up, so you can wager more. You could spend like 3 energy and get triple the rewards if you have a successful pull. So
she's gambling.
Quite neat.
She's RNGing hard.
Yeah, it's very much one of those mechanics. Say you want to double or treble your potential rewards. Over time, you're allowed to do that. And so, the player constantly, like as a player, you're constantly trying to optimize for 2 things. Can I get enough deals? And the reason I want deals, which are those pulls, is so I can earn different rewards. And it's not just about, say, if this is traditional there, I'm just being attacked. So thanks, Nikki, for that. I can see that you just saw my coin. So that's actually happening in real time. We did not set that up, by the way, but that is what's happening.
Oh,
It probably is mine. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. But we did that. That's one of the beauties of the game. You can pull coins for sure and build your village, but that's kind of fun. But what's really fun is when you actually pull an attack, and then you get to attack either hey, whoever the game suggests, or you can go into your friend list and say, you know what, if my friend is playing, I'm going to go and raid them. And so that's a lot of the fun of the game, is that you could have a friend who's spent a lot of time, they're high level, they've got a ton of coins, and you know what, you just come in and you pull and you just boom, they get a notification, and just raided them and took all their coins. And so it's very fun, casual in your pocket experience that you can have. There's not a huge amount of strategy to it. A lot of it is just, can you get the right deck of cards, and what can you do with it? But
Nikki just skipping all the lore. All the lore is just gone now. I
Oh,
have
I
no
don't know
idea.
if I'm
I
supposed
have no
to
idea
read
what's
it.
happening in this world.
Yeah,
I don't know
the
if I'm
storyline's
supposed
pretty
to-
entertaining, that's for sure.
You did a great job with the storyline.
Yeah, and the other thing too, I mean, look, there's a lot of differences between sort of our take on this category and some of the competitors, but Owen, did a nice summary. There's a lot of things going on in the game. You mentioned you can attack your friends. There's another feature in this game which doesn't exist in the other ones where you can attack them, but you can it's called like the Destiny feature. That meter on the right that has the eyeball at the bottom of it with the picture at the top. So if you're accumulating certain types of cards, that meter will continue to fill. When it hits the top, you'll go to effectively a different type of attack screen, and you'll be able to pick which type of attack you want to do on the other player. That one has a little bit more strategy because you can actually, depending on the attack you pick, and it shows you on that card, it'll actually give you more of that very specific type of resource. So if you're running low on coins or you're running low on deals, you can kind of use a pretty low amount of strategy, but use the right strategy to pick the right attack. So it just enhances the experience more. And then we have the concept of a pet character, which you'll unlock as you go through the storyline. When you unlock a pet character, if the pet's active, and you have to pay game currency effectively to make it active, then on certain combinations, it'll fly over the screen because the first one in the Greek era is Pegasus, and it'll give you the choice of you select a card and it'll give you certain types of rewards. So there's these quote unquote mini games, that are kind of sprinkled out through the game, and those things change as you go from Greek to Norse to Egypt to China. All those places I mentioned aren't in the game yet. Those are sort of future expansion packs, but right now it's Greek and Norse. But a lot of content in here already, and tons more to come. And
He's
then
leaking it. He's leaking it all.
Yeah, I know, right? And then there's other stuff that's currently in game, so the Web3 components, and I'm sure we'll get to it in due time. But that definitely is something you can't find in the other products.
She recently got three of those crowns, and then it gave her Hercules as an option to defend the city.
Yep.
One, is that rare? And two, those 3 shields that Hercules had, is that to defend against 3 separate attacks?
Correct. It defends against 3 separate attacks. As you get attacked, one of the shields will disappear until they're gone. You can refresh the hero. It's not a rare event. It's more you need, once it's unlocked, you can do it anytime you want as long as you have the right in-game currency to do the refresh. That's really the difference. We have a few different currencies that kind of serve different purposes. And I guess we'll go through them as you see. This is that Destiny attack that I was talking about. If you notice there's 2 different options here, but if you notice on the cards, there's different little icons on there, the gold coin, and then the deal, the deck looking icon, or the crowns looking icon on the right. Of course, pick the one on the left, you're more likely to get more deals. The one on the right, you're more likely to get more crowns. Why would you need deals? Well, you need deals to deal. That should be pretty straightforward. The crown side, that's the currency you use to sort of re-up your hero if the shields have disappeared, and also on your pet. And each one of these kind of characters, storylines, mini games, they're all literally thematic and themed to the particular kind of mythology that you're in. Like right now it's Greek, but we won't get to it because it takes a bit of time, but you can get to Norse level, which is focused in that region or that lore, and Egypt and China, which are future sort of packs to come.
Here's the pet. Yeah, here's the pet actually coming through as well. So you finish this level, you'll unlock the pet, and that then helps you, Damon said, win more rewards.
Oh, dude, I'm too broke to build that. I feel like I won so much money.
Are you building though? So you spend it pretty fast too.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing. You spend it fast. Yeah. And the cost of things go up, and
inflation, man, brutal.
Can you guys talk?
In-game.
Can you talk a bit more about the pet? I know we may not get to that in the stream specifically, but definitely curious to understand how that ties into the gameplay.
Sure. So, it's really trying to like lean into the lore aspect, and and then you use it inside the game. There's very well known kind of helper characters and different lores. Pegasus to me just stands out for Greek mythology as one of those like very obvious call outs when you think about a helper character that's very well known. So what we wanted to do is kind of take a fun play at that and incorporate that from the various different pantheons into the game in a fun way. So sometimes it gets a little monotonous constantly doing the same thing with spinning a slot machine or dealing cards or rolling dice on a board, whatever it is you're doing. So we thought it would be a really cool opportunity and a nice opportunity to bring in sort of different gameplay. So when you get the pet, which once we get back to the card screen where she's dealing at, you'll see that there's these little icons in the upper right corner of the cards themselves. So she's still going through the tutorial. Right here, it's showing that you can bet more basically on each deal. But like depending on which combination, okay, so you see there's like fires. So she's got 3 fires, so she'll get paid off of the fires too right here. It gave her deals. But there's wings in that to represent Pegasus, these right here. So there's 2 of 3. If she got 3 out of 3 wings, it would trigger that a Pegasus character once she unlocks it in the tutorial to kind of fly through the screen. And like I said, you'll play this very simple mini game and get a reward based on that. And what we did, which I think is also really cool, is just to continue to kind of keep it fresh. Each time you graduate into a new era, where it's Norse or things change, so does everything. The background, the theme, the pets, what the mini game, those are different on each one of them. So we really try to like tie a storyline, with a particular Greek or Norse or whatever mythology, which a lot of the games do not do. They're very kind of all over the place with their theme. But we are Infinigods after all, so it felt like the right strategy for us to kind of lean into that.
Nice, I like it a lot. Yeah, you guys I grew up reading like all the Percy Jackson books and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Greek mythology has a special place in my heart. You guys definitely nailed it.
I mean, look, we were this is maybe taking one small step back, but like as we were forming Infinigods, it's like, what do we really want to be? And looking at the landscape of IP and, where do you want to sort of fit into all that? And, mythology just stands out to me, at least, as a really broad-based IP that not only is it really well known globally, without us having to, tell people who Zeus is or Pegasus or Hercules or whatever. But the other cool thing is we can kind of lean into regional mythologies too, for particular types of regions or reasons, that we want to do to grow the game. So, and it's open source IP. You don't need to pay for it. So also pretty nice, and gives us, I don't think it really prohibits us from doing much. There's really mythology IP that kind of spans the gamut of things you want to do.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. The angle around IP and not having to start from square one is interesting. I had not considered that angle. Yeah.
When you're in games a long time, these are angles you think about. So, definitely made sense to me. I don't want to have to spend, a bunch of marketing dollars to try to educate people on some new IP, when there's plenty of good stuff to sort of use. And Infinigods, we're able to kind of use that. And the nice thing is we can use that IP throughout our games. So there's that sort of, thread that ties them all together for, existing products, future products. It gives us a nice kind of landscape to work with.
Yeah, totally. All right, I'm going to shift gears here. I am curious to understand a bit better. Obviously, you guys are building in the luck battle genre. I'm curious how like pre-existing titles, more traditional games like Monopoly Go and Coin Master influenced your just influenced your approach with InfiniGods and how they factored into your strategy?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's, I'm inspired. I play lots of different products across all different categories. I get inspired personally, depending on the category. My background, which is relevant to this conversation, I've been in casino space since 1996. I had a 20 plus year stint doing that stuff for a bit. And so got real comfortable and familiar with titles that have that risk element in them, let's call it. And thinking about a product like this and the luck battle category, luck equals risk in some ways, and just felt like a natural fit for sort of our pedigree and history and how we could lean into the category. I will say, picking on a title like Coin Master, I know the team and they do amazing work. And it's a certainly inspirational product. They do revenue wise, they're doing, I don't know, multi-million a day kind of number. They've got huge daily active user base. It's multi-million users per day. And then you look at even looking at, they've been the king for a long time in this category, and then Monopoly Go came across and did really well as well. They're also multi-million a day, probably higher at this point than Coin Master. Higher DAO. They spend tons of money on marketing anyway, but the reach for the product is really, really broad. So trying to get at a mass customer base, you want to kind of pick things people are familiar with, but then add your own little special sauce to it. So I would say, inspiration on the audience and, the market is good. I took a different approach than using a slot machine in the game. I think that could be polarizing to people. So, cards feel softer to me, which I think is good. And, just kind of picking where do you want to put your differences in? And then I think, Monopoly Go or Coin Master on Web3 is a pretty awesome narrative, not just the narrative, but like a legit business case, so like, and for, holders of assets, it's what you make anyway, there's a lot of opportunity there. So I think, all that inspiration came together and kind of promoting us to want to really, dive into a product like this in the luck battle category.
There's definitely a few things in the category that Web3, and this is like the approach improves. And so like people actually trade, so people earn badges as they complete quests in Coin Master, Monopoly Go, and our game is King of Destiny as well. And so the trading market is actually huge for those badges. And so there's like, I think I saw recently one of the Monopoly Go groups is over 8 million people and on Facebook. And they're just trading saying, hey, I need this card. Can you trade so I can complete a set? And so it's very much trusted peer-to-peer transactions that don't really work out too well. And so it's one of those things you're like, this is exactly why you put it on a public ledger on a blockchain. Yeah. So that people wouldn't actually have all this. If I give you a card and I lose it and I don't get one in return, I've obviously lost out. And there's more things in there. There's things we also identified that just from a gameplay point of view would be way more fun. And so one of the other pieces was introducing it's very common that there's tournaments in your campaign mode. And we said, that's cool, we're going to do that, but let's also just allow players who purely want to compete do that. And so we created the tournament mode, which I think Nikki's pretty close to unlocking in there as well. And there's a Web3 component there, which we'll go through. But it really is, and our approach really is a lot of gaming isn't broken, actually. I mean, billions of people play, particularly mobile gaming. Can you take things in there that work and say, where can Web3 really improve the consumer experience? Because that then gives us as a Web3 company a competitive advantage over the Web2 folks. And that's kind of what you need. So our ambition is, can King of Destiny be bigger than Monopoly Go or Coin Master? And that's where the Web3 really comes in from a technology point of view, is to give us that advantage over them. And so we can.
And to your point, I mean, exactly that. And I would say that, how do we do that? Well, we smooth out the friction with trading. We add in new mechanics and differentiation in there, and we add in the ability to trade, to bundle and trade things off chain to on chain. I'm sure we'll get into this. But I mean, in the end, it's as Owen said, it's adding additional value to the customer so that when they look at the products that they're playing and they look at this and they say, okay, I can do, they're a little bit similar, but man, this other one has all these things, these awesome things I can do. I can trade it. I can see the trade go through. I can bundle these things on chain. I can trade. Oh my God, you mean I can list it and I can make money off of this? And I don't need to know crypto, and all these other abstractions that we put a lot of time and energy building. So where the bit where Arbitrum comes in as a awesome partner for us. So there's a lot there to unpack, but definitely some inspiration from our friends at the various different luck battle companies.
That's awesome. I do want to make sure that we spend some time speaking about or demonstrating actually like the PWA side of things that you have built into the game. Yeah. Was the turret that you were mentioning, is that coming up in the next couple minutes, you think?
I think Nicky you just unlocked it, and if you go through, I think it's going to prompt you it's going to prompt you pretty quickly to go to tournament.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we're close.
But again, this is part of it. Like
there it is.
There we go. There we go.
Right on cue.
Yeah. So this is instead of going level by level through each pantheon, which actually every other games do. We again have a nice storyline with it as well. This is just a pure arena where people get in. You have a limited time. You have to build up your town or your city as much as you can. The bigger the town is, the bigger the multiplier you get on things like attacks in the tournament. And so you have to be a lot more strategic with this gameplay if you want to win the tournament. And then there's a lot of rewards if you place well in the tournament, more coins, more deals, things like that. And so perfectly, you'll start to see this bonus multiplier come through. And there we go. There's the tournament leaderboard, and you see the prizes. And so tournament also introduces a new currency called Fate. And that's the pink currency there. And Fate is used for a number of things, but for the regular player, they start to get used to Fate. So think about a regular mobile gamer. They come in like, I really like this tournament mode. How do I play in bigger tournaments? Well, you've got a free one to get you interested. But if you want to play ones with bigger prize pools in terms of in-game stuff, you need Fate to actually go and enter that tournament. And we don't sell Fate direct. So this is where we start to say from a closed free-to-play economy, we start to open some parts of that. And so Fate can only be earned by playing and placing well in tournaments, or by actually purchasing from other players. And that's where we start to bring in some of the Web3 elements, where players who earn Fate can decide to either use it themselves or to actually bundle that into a non-fungible token and actually sell that on our PWA marketplace.
Much like in real life, you can only buy Fate from other people.
I like that. Yeah, so if you want to see the marketplace once we're done with this, you can go to click up the plus sign or whatever by the Fate in that tournament screen.
Yeah, so let's give that a whirl, Nicky, after.
So there you are. You are right now on the native app version of the marketplace. When you click either visit marketplace or any of these things really, but visit marketplace probably is the best. If you click visit marketplace, it will then take you to the PWA.
Okay. Wait. Does it open in the app or does it open in a browser?
Oh, yeah. You might not be logged in though. That's the only problem. I think you might need to have a login. There's a point at which it forces you to log into the game, and I don't think we're quite there.
Yeah, if you click it and it doesn't work, then maybe we won't be able to demonstrate it. But we can talk through it though.
Yeah, the problem is it takes you a while to kind of progress to that stage, and we're trying to start from scratch.
It's also like she's like mirroring it onto her computer, so it's possible that it's because of that. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I think she's got to have an account. Like it does force you to log in at a certain point to use the marketplace because we need to associate identity. Can't just have like an anonymous account per se. So that's really the issue.
Well,
you can click the hamburger menu. We call it the hamburger menu, but there's a it looks like hamburger in the right top right corner. Should be on the deal screen, and bring that down and put in. You can log in there. You can force yourself to log in there, and then you can go back to the marketplace. Just a small extra step if you're not doing it the sort of organic way.
1 second.
It's a little. The only reason it's painful, honestly, is because of we try to explain things as you're going through the tutorial. We're trying to, skip around and show stuff ad hoc. So you just have to jump through it.
We have footage of it being done. I think a few weeks back we had this game on a separate episode.
That was with Elisa, right? That she was showing it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, here, wait. Let me see your screen now.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, there we go.
You're in. Yep. So this is in the PWA, and I don't know if you can notice this if you think about what the art looked like before you reshared, but it looks like you're still in the app, sort of. So there is this kind of visual continuity, but these are real piggy banks that other players are selling. And you can buy these things with USDC or credit card.
I think the way it worked when Elisa was doing it live, it basically just did like a open new tab thing very smoothly, just to like get around the crypto side of things, and then here you are. Let me know when you're gonna dox your details, and I can take this off the screen.
So
Can
you click Visit Marketplace again? Can you click Visit Marketplace again?
Yes, it just opens a tab.
Yes, so but it doesn't open a tab. What happens is on the screen where it says Visit Marketplace, you're actually in the native app. You are now in a browser, but it's very seamless transition. And if you go back to the native app by going back, you're now back in the native app. So it's one of the things we really try to pay attention to. I'm not trying to be silly showing the difference here, but one of the things we try to pay attention to is user experience, and really what does that journey look like? You don't want that to look abrupt or to sort of be weird. And we auto log you into this. Right now, she's back into the progressive web app. We auto log you in behind the scenes. If you had a piggy bank that you had previously made, it would show up, and then you can break it. You'd have to load Fate to piggy bank first, and so right now you have 0 Fate. That's the currency at the top. So you'd have to win a tournament or get enough Fate where you could then bundle it and put it on chain. And you don't know you're putting it on chain as a let's call it traditional user, Web 2 user, whatever. You're just quote unquote loading up a Fate on a piggy bank. And so that's kind of the abstractions that are behind the scenes to make this a pretty seamless process.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm personally very excited to see it. Like, for those who maybe are less close and maybe wondering why a PWA is necessary, I would assume, my assumption at least, is that a big part of the motivation is to protect your margin, basically, as a developer, and circumvent some of the we
think it makes us compliant in the app stores, and so if you think about like the primary difference, you have all your sort of traditional Web 2 gaming stuff happening in the native app, and then we offload the sort of Web 3 bits. Although again, we don't talk about crypto in those menus. You don't see mention. The only thing you would see mention of right now is USDC. Because we're eventually going to go to a fiat off ramp. But right now, we're kind of taking stepping stones there. But yeah, so the Web3 pieces would be in that PWA piece. But again, from a user experience perspective, we took a lot of time and effort to make that a pretty seamless sort of transition both directions, as well as trying to auto authenticate and do all these other kind of annoying things when you're moving from one thing to another that sometimes you have to do. Spent extra time there.
Yeah, no, you
In
can
devs
tell.
we trust.
It's like it is very smooth. Like I went through my first PWA purchase this morning to test it out, and I paid with Apple Pay, which is frankly my favorite litmus test, in particular for a lot of the PWAs. Like even if I have to go pull out a credit card, that's an extra step. I have the option to do that if I want to with King of Destiny, but I can also just pay simply with ThirdWeb's Apple Pay integration.
Yeah, we just turned that on yesterday. So we are literally constantly, we were using credit card on version 1. You can still use credit card to load up Fade and kind of be in that loop. So again, no crypto mention, no crypto as part of that process, although behind the scenes things are happening. And just recently, and I mean recently, 24 hours ish, turned on the integrated Apple Pay, Google Pay. Although I think Google Pay, there's still some configuration stuff we're doing. But any case, we're always trying to optimize for to really put these abstractions in place, because in the end, how do we onboard those billion users, multi-million users? You need to have things pretty straightforward. If the friction's there, it's just not going to work for mass market. So we're trying to iron out all the kinks here.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and the PWA model is definitely I think a lot of people in the space are looking to it optimistically. But
yeah, I like the PWA model. I just think you have to be a little careful. I don't know that I would. You need the stores, at least for now. And so if you circumvent that, distribution, or
yes.
I think it's going to be tougher for you. I don't know. I've looked at trying to install some PWAs, and it looks like you're jailbreaking your phone, or you're doing some extra things that don't seem natural. And so it's just that stuff. And I think for geeks like us, we'd all be like, sure, why not? We'll do that, and so I think depends on your target audience that you're going after. But if you want mass market stuff, I think you got to look at the app, and you've got to have some integrations in that native app that allow you to do these other cool things. Basically,
it does. I think that I think we'd all love it if we'd love it if PWA was there was half a dozen or 20 examples out there, because then we say, hey, it's not just that there's a playbook, but that there's a huge consumer audience who understand it well. I think the thing with particularly Web3 is still so nascent in terms of people who play. It's really not to change too much, because you're already introducing a lot of new features and a lot of new Lego blocks with the Web3 components. And so I think particularly at this time, just to be a bit careful around, we just don't want to take that risk. Now some others are, and I think you really want them to succeed, because if they do, it does make it a bit easier on some other components. But,
you want to take her through the piggy bank stuff or the avatar packs, because she's got some Fade.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you should have
I'm
some.
just going to do a quick break. I will be right back.
Okay.
So Nikki, you should have some Fade in your account. So if you just want to go back to the main menu, and then hit that hamburger on the top right. And firstly, so you see your firstly, I'll probably just point out, you see. So that's your name, Nikki High, and then you have an avatar already. So if you click into that avatar and go to change avatar, so you'll see there's some basic ones, and again that you can just select to. But then below it, there's these collectible avatars, and so that's a set of 10,000 avatars and the only way you can actually get these avatars is to purchase them on our marketplace via Fate. So again, that currency that players control, that they decide, they earn, and that they can trade between each other. This is another item Fate actually works in there. And these avatars actually have they're designed actually by, 2 degens on our team. So they have pretty amazing, there's different rarity tiers. There's legendary all the way down to common, epic, I think, down to common, and some ones in between there. Right now, they look really cool. There's some real one-of-ones out there as well, help you stand out on the leaderboards. There may be some in-game benefits in the future if you hold those avatars. So just wanted to point that out first. And then if you go back to the marketplace, so click on the Fate icon, so the plus icon on the top. There we go. So you actually see buy packs below there. You'll be able to get it from here as well. And so again, it's just another in-game item. I'm not sure exactly what's happened there, but these are other items you can actually purchase with Fate as well. We have a drop happening it's in the very near future. I don't want to jinx the exact date, but again, that's an idea that we can start to take this off-chain, on-chain player-controlled currency and start to introduce more and more in-game features. And you can really balance what should be in-app purchase and you sell direct, and how you can slowly introduce think about regular players into the Web3 side of things. So hopefully this loads up, and then you'll actually see some of those avatars that are actually listed. So if you go up to avatars.
This one's my inventory. Oh, there we go. View avatar listings.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
And then you see some sales in there as well. So you can every time they're minted, you use Fate. And then players then can obviously list them for USDC on the marketplace. So we've got a Thor legendary, one of one. We had a few. I think somebody spent $800 on was it Hercules legendary?
It was a Zeus legendary, and it was me.
Zeus. Oh yeah.
Damn. Someone's getting paid.
There we go. So again, they stand out on leaderboards. This is like the PFP, so really cool. And you kind of think about it. So again, from our experience with Look Battle and Web,
there's USDC being deposited in the account. I think. Yeah. See, there you go. You have $10. You see that?
Wait, can I have 800?
800.
Yeah, one sec. Let me just
we'll put that in the queue.
sell some NFTs.
So yeah, if you want to go back, you can actually buy a piggy bank and break it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, the animation's fun.
Is there rarities, or are they all the same?
They have different amounts of Fate in them. So I guess rarity by number of Fate.
Oh, dude, this guy's taking them all. Wait. All right.
Yeah, you're probably getting stream sniped, and then people are gonna up the price on you.
You can buy with
This
you
is
at the
It's a
bottom.
rough game for stream sniping, especially if people are just invading you.
There's a lot to it, there's just so much to show, and there's so much differentiation. If you're familiar with some of the other products we mentioned earlier, that it's definitely a game in its own category at this point. But
Is there any diminishing returns on getting invaded? Like if the whole community wanted to grief Nikki right now, could they all just start spam invading?
So in the other products, yes. And, mostly yes in this product, but there is there's a cooldown period when you get attacked. So you're just not on the attack list for a bit, to give you time.
How long are we talking?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of that. Of course, there's the shields you can use with Hercules and things like this.
Okay, we're gonna do a coordinated strike.
You'd also need to be friends, connected.
Yeah.
On the campaign mode, and so.
Yes, if you go back, you go to break open. Exactly, there you go.
Just to
But
confirm,
does it have to be friends?
Yeah, it's in your friends list to pick somebody you want to constantly attack. Yeah, it needs to be in your friends list.
for
Yes,
the piggy.
you can create it here. This will give you 10 fate.
So all the small piggy banks contain 10 fate, right? And then like the classic piggy bank has a set amount of fate, and the big piggy bank has a set amount of fate.
Correct.
Cool.
And the different piggy banks, different sizes have different amounts, but if of a given amount, that's how much you get. So here you see, oh, you got 10. It's real-time feedback. So there's a technical execution there. Like if you go back now, you go back into the game. You see there's the 10 fate balance. You can go back all the way to the game. It's already been, in your account, as you can see to the upper right corner. There's no delay. It's literally real time. In fact, it's real time when you're in the marketplace too. Like if you go to put something in your shopping cart, it immediately grays it out for everybody simultaneously that's connected to the marketplace. So, it's hard to see that stuff on a stream like this, but there are these types of optimizations that make it feel more like a professional and, good experience that you would expect from something like this.
Yes, and that is also the point I was trying to make previously when I started saying that folks are optimistic about PWAs. Like something that excites me in particular about King of Destiny is that you guys have like the hybrid approach, where you're leveraging, like you're still able to benefit from the distribution arm of the stores, but you have also very smoothly integrated Web3 with the PWAs as well in order to maintain those integrations.
And the cool thing about that, though, is now we can stop having conversations about Web 2 versus Web 3 and just starting to have conversations about games and people and players. And hey, did they want to win this thing that they could sell or not? Forget if it's Web 3 or not. It doesn't matter. It's not on AWS. It's on Google Cloud. Like it doesn't matter. Like in the end, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to care. So we want to be, sort of pioneering on that side with, it just allows us, an opportunity at a much larger base of customers.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, I know we're getting close on time here. Are there any elements of the game that you guys think that we have not touched on that you think are worth spending a couple minutes on here?
I'd say really quickly, actually, on God powers in the tournament function.
Sweet, yeah, please.
So in the tournament function, tournament feature, you have the ability to use your gods, and so people know we've a big Elder God collection out there, and so gods give different powers. So some have the power of creation, luck, warfare, and they add various boosts on top of your tournament play. So some actually increase your defense, some actually make your attacks more potent, some actually increase the number of deals you have, and so on. And so the intention here is, firstly, if you're just a regular player, you don't have NFTs, these features are available to you. You can actually use them, and you have some of those. But if you actually hold the NFTs, and you hold the Elder Gods, then you actually get boosts on top of this. So you will have, and we have different rarity rankings, etc. And so you will start to see, hey, if I have a high tier god with high creativity, I will get a additional boost beyond what the Web 2 player will do. And so what we're trying to do is thoughtfully introduce scarcity into the game. We can't limit features. We can't feature gate anything behind a non-fungible token. But what we can do is we can give it increased powers, and that keeps us compliant and also helps, just get regular gamers on board. And so that's a feature. That integration is coming very soon in the game, so players will have that ability. And so it starts to bring in why we do feel very strongly that and again, this is a thesis from day one. One of the main reasons you have non-fungible tokens in a game is to introduce scarcity, and then scarcity is going to drive demand, going to drive competition, going to drive gameplay. People are going to get more competitive. And so that's a feature we haven't touched on here as well. And it's actually a very strategic part of playing tournaments, is how you use your gods and when you use them, because you can't just use them all at once. You can't just, if you've got 20 gods, and we have some people who have more than that, you can't just load them up and win every tournament. But you can, you can only use 2 at a time, for example. But it does introduce that extra level of strategy in there, and talk to why our holders play the game, and also then give that question to the Web 2 player. Said, look, I'm using this all the time. Can I get more out of this? Well, yes, you can. There's a collection that actually will help you do that.
And this, this whole tournament with, God powers or whatever, powers that are augmented by having a collection, that doesn't exist in any of the existing executions in the luck battle category, as you might expect. And this is just a good example of, how to introduce some novel mechanics in a way that we think will be appealing to, just gamers in general. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool picture of what we're up to.
Yeah, very exciting. Well, I'm very pleased that we've been able to have Nikki playing continuously for like.
Yeah, thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I hope it was pretty smooth. I think we were just
No,
commenting
it's really
internally.
nice.
It's sorry, go for it.
Oh no, I was just saying it was really nice. Like it's like addicting.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, music to their ears. That's the goal.
Exactly.
I'm usually
Well, fun. We want it to be fun, and I think it is one of those things. It's like, hey, how does it keep you coming back? And it's fun, and we find people pick up different things. Some people just like to do the deals and get good combinations, level up. Others like to be destructive. They like to literally say, how can I just go and attack and kind of mess up my friends? And others are like, I just want to win tournaments all day long. And so
I would
yeah.
like watch like which friend plays the most and just ruin their day one day.
Yeah.
So can you only attack your friends if they are currently online?
No.
Nope.
No. In fact, that's the rare case, like
Yep.
nine, probably almost 10 times out of 10, won't be that way.
Yeah, I figured.
Never log off.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine, with the new trading mechanic, where you can put things in a piggy bank and trade that fade in the upper right corner, which again, we do not sell. You can only get it from winning tournaments and then breaking piggy banks and loading them up and buying them from other players. That makes these tournaments unique and interesting and exciting, and lots of cool stuff. And we've got Fate Sinks where you can spend it. You can spend it now to enter bigger level tournaments, but you can also buy these avatars that we showed, and again, there'll be more packs dropping. And we have a whole list of sort of features that'll be consuming that Fate as to drive up the demand, and make people want to play tournaments and participate in that game economy piece. And it's really truly a player-owned economy. So, we think that's also kind of a unique spin on this.
Do you get notifications every time someone attacks you? So like you just like pick up
You
your
do,
phone
yeah.
and like, oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You also get notifications, by the way, we didn't show it, but if you have a listing in the marketplace, let's say you list a piggy bank and it sells or whatever, you get all the notifications in game for that activity as well. So when you come in, you can kind of quickly check how things are going without having to go through a bunch of screens.
You're in class and then you get attacked. You're just like, sorry, I've got to be right back, guys.
Exactly.
Well, it's on your phone, so you can hide into it.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't need to bring out a
Use your
big
phone in
PC or
class?
console. Yeah.
Can't do that.
Just put it under the desk. As long as no one sees it, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But hopefully, what people are also seeing is how fast some of the interactions happen on chain. And so we use Arbitrum Nova, and it's lightning fast. And transactions like that. That's another really important piece, is that the chain itself supports this. And I think obviously everybody here would agree. But for us, it's been very impressive to see how fast and how efficient it is when we process transactions on chain. And so again, you think about, how do I take the 2 billion mobile gamers out there and get them on chain? The chain itself needs to be smooth and needs to be fast, and we get that in buckets from Arbitrum.
We appreciate that, and we're happy that everything is going smoothly. The speed is definitely an interesting point to touch on, because I think it's something that a lot of people have or are not thinking about or not prioritizing enough.
Yeah.
They're evaluating their chain, but Arbitrum is like 8 times faster than a lot of our competitors. We have a quarter second block speed, and with Arbitrum Orbit, you can get down to 0.1 seconds. So in the context of gaming, particularly mobile gaming, when people are playing something like for 5 minutes in between, they're in between a busy day, like they want fast, snappy transactions, and you'll definitely get that with Arbitrum. So,
We
play.
couldn't agree more. I mean, honestly, like when we were evaluating all this stuff, thinking, hey, what should the marketplace feel like, and how fast do we want things to work? And people in gaming, man, they're tough. They're not a lot of patience there. So I mean, I'm serious though. That could be the difference. The speed could be the difference between success and failure. Honestly, like if I'm waiting on something and I'm playing a mobile game in particular, when there's so many mobile games you can't count them all. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just play something else. Like it doesn't take much.
The switching cost is very easy. It's the close app, start new one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very important.
100%. Well, awesome, guys. This has been excellent. I wanted to make sure that you all have a chance to make any final call outs. We've obviously been playing King of Destiny today. Thank you, Nikki, for hosting. But if the Infinigods team has any final shout outs for the audience, anything in particular that you want to put on folks' radar, this would be a great chance to do so.
Just thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Nikki, for playing. Really appreciate it, and Jack and the crew for setting it up. And for anybody who's watching, download the game. It's on the App Store, King of Destiny, Google Play, and iOS. And give us feedback. We're still working. We're still trying to make it as best as possible. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean socials. Go to Twitter. You can find us pretty easy at Infinigods. It'll link to King of Destiny and all the other things we're up to. So definitely follow that. We've got some launches and releases for game features, and our next Avatar pack sale is coming up very, very soon. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. The last one we ran sold out in less than 2 minutes. So there's certainly a lot of demand for these things, and happy to have you guys in our ecosystem. I think there's so many cool things coming. We're not going to disappoint you.
Not possible for you guys to disappoint.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having us on.
Yes, thank you, everybody. This was
everybody.
Great of the Arbitrum Arcade. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.